Hey, before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stories like this need to be shared. I never thought a joke could destroy everything. That morning, sunlight filtered through our half-open blinds, casting stripes across the kitchen counter. The smell of burnt toast lingered, and my phone buzzed incessantly on the table. I wasn't expecting any messages that mattered, not yet, at least. But then I saw it, an unread text from Mark. His name made my stomach knot. Mark had been my husband's best friend for over a decade. The kind of guy you trusted blindly. The one who could crash at your place without knocking. Who knew the songs your husband sang in the shower. And today, he was coming over for brunch. Ready? I asked David, trying to sound casual. His eyes were still half closed, the way he always looked at me first thing in the morning. I wanted to melt into him, the way I used it before life got complicated. Yeah, sure, he muttered, sipping his coffee. There was tension, though I couldn't put my finger on it. A quiet strain, the kind that starts small and grows without warning. When Mark arrived, the air shifted immediately. His laugh was too loud, the handshake too firm, like an unspoken competition. We moved to the living room, and David leaned against the wall, scrolling through his phone. I tried to lighten the mood, nudging Mark with a grin. Careful, I said, my voice teasing, or I might end up sleeping with you instead of David. It was a joke, one of those reckless, thoughtless words that slip out, because your mouth moves faster than your brain. Mark chuckled awkwardly, but David didn't, not even a twitch. His phone clattered onto the coffee table. His face changed. It was subtle, a flicker in his eyes, but I saw it. The hurt, the disbelief. I laughed, forcing it out, hoping it would wash away the moment. But something in the room had shifted. I could feel it. Every brush of Mark's hand against my shoulder, every smile David didn't return, felt like a storm gathering on the horizon. And in that silence, I realized I had crossed a line I couldn't uncross. I just didn't know how bad it was yet. I should have walked away. I should have swallowed the words before they escaped. But the moment had already lodged itself like a splinter in my chest. David hadn't spoken since the joke, and Mark's eyes kept flicking between us, like he was watching a fire grow too fast to control. By evening, the tension in our apartment was suffocating. David didn't touch his dinner, and I could feel him counting every second until Mark left. I tried to text him later, hoping to apologize, to explain it was just a stupid joke, but the blue check mark showed he'd read it and hadn't replied. Hours passed. Then, another notification, this time a screenshot from Mark. It was my joke, the one I'd laughed off at brunch. But it wasn't just a screenshot, it was captioned, "Did she really just say this?" My stomach dropped. The panic hit first, then guilt, and then something colder, fear. Because Mark didn't just screenshot it. He forwarded it to David, to his phone, to his inbox. When David finally spoke that night, his voice was quiet but sharp. Was that supposed to be funny? He set his glass down so hard I flinched. "Do you even realize what you said?" I was joking. I stammered, but my words sounded hollow even to me. He didn't move. His jaw was tight, his hands trembling slightly. That quiet tremble of anger that's worse than yelling. And then he dropped it. The truth I wasn't ready for. I trusted you. I trusted us. And now I'm looking at you, and I don't know if I can believe anything you say. The air in our living room seemed to thicken. Every memory of our marriage, the inside jokes, the nights we stayed up talking, the moments I swore we were unbreakable, felt fragile like shards of glass under my fingers. Mark, awkwardly, tried to step in, saying something about it being a joke, that I didn't mean it, but David waved him off. His eyes, once warm and familiar, were now distant and icy. That night, David left the apartment, just walked out. No words, no explanation. My phone buzzed endlessly, messages, missed calls, but I couldn't bring myself to answer. And then, just before midnight, a single text came through. From Mark. "You're going to wish you could take this back." I dropped the phone. My chest ached. My hands shook, and I realized that the joke I thought was harmless had opened a door a door I wasn't sure we could ever close. The next morning, the apartment felt empty in a way that made my skin crawl. David hadn't come back. His side of the bed was untouched, the sheets cold and stiff. I stared at the coffee table, at the half-finished mug of tea I'd left the night before, and tried to piece together what had happened. Then my phone rang. It was him, not David. Mark. I told you, he said, voice low, almost smug. You should have kept your mouth shut. Mark, this isn't funny. I snapped. My hands were trembling. This is my marriage. You don't get to... I didn't do anything, he cut in, sharp. You did. And now he's gone, hasn't he? A sick wave of guilt rolled over me. He was right. I had done this. With one careless joke, I had shaken the foundation of everything. But I couldn't stop it now. I had to face the fallout. By evening, David returned, silent, carrying only a duffel bag. I could see the fatigue and hurt etched into his face. He didn't sit, didn't speak. He just looked at me, eyes dark and unyielding. I don't know if I can trust you again, he said finally. His voice broke slightly, though he tried to mask it with anger. I need time, space, and I don't know if that will ever be enough. I tried to explain, to apologize, to make him understand that was just a joke, reckless but meaningless. He shook his head. You don't get it. It's not just about the words. It's the thoughtlessness, the carelessness, the betrayal, and knowing I can't even look at my best friend without thinking, what else? I felt my chest tighten. My throat ached. I wanted to scream, to cry, to claw back the years we'd shared. But the reality was sharp and cold. I had fractured what we had, and the pieces might never fit together. Later that night, I sat alone, staring at the dark ceiling, wondering how one careless joke had turned into a storm. I realized that love isn't just about shared laughs or kisses. It's about trust, and once broken, it's a fragile thing. I don't know if David and I will find our way back. But I do know this. Words carry weight, heavier than we sometimes imagine. One careless slip can ripple through everything we hold dear. If this story hit you hard, please share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Sometimes, the smallest moments have the biggest consequences.